Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are looking at a token called XPL, or its name is Plasma. So basically this token has yet to launch and it will launch on 25th, I believe 25th September. And this is, like, I would say, one of the biggest launch of September, at least that is how it seems like, because they are redefining how the money moves, or basically this is a layer 1 which is purpose built for stable tokens or stable coins, as you can see here. So this they support multiple of them. As you can see, they have listed like almost all of the stable coins here as well, and overall they do have like pay master protocol, where users do not pay any fee when they transfer like USDT. So I would say, which is really big one. And overall it is a layer 1, and it seems like that even the Binance is on the hype, so we may actually see a pretty big listing tomorrow. So one would be like the Binance, and we may see even more. So this launch, I think, is going to be a pretty big one. So let's look at its tokenomics and what it has to offer. So basically, in terms of the chain, or their purpose built blockchain for stablecoins, it is fairly easy to understand. As you can see here, 1000 plus transactions per second. There is like zero fees on USDT transfer, and block time is really low, as you can see here. It uses like Plasma BFT consensus. It is also EVM compatible. They also have a native Bitcoin bridge, so that I would say is really good for their DeFi. And in terms of like users, builders can also like use custom gas tokens as well for their like applications and some other things. Or all that's really good. And there is also like confidential payments as well, so I would say that's really good. So basically they are building infrastructure for the stable coin, so also that's really good overall. Now they already have like 1 billion stable coin deposits. I think it's around 2 billion as of now. And they also have like 15 plus supported stable coins, like 6 network by USDT balance, which is a lot. They also have 50 plus partnerships as well. So overall it's looking good in that front. They are also working on an app called Plasma One, which I think they are like debit card. It has like 4% cashback yield. It also has it has a 4% cashback, and it also has 10% yield. So I think that 10% yield is for like their token, which is going to be I think it's XPL. Now in terms of the tokenomics, it is like really easy to understand. So it doesn't have a max supply. It does have an initial supply of 10 billion, out of which 10% is for the public sale, and they did hold a public sale in a really interesting way. So basically they had this app. Okay, so let's see if I open. Okay, so they had this app, as you can see here, where users basically deposited stable coins and they got units, and basically depending on those units they got like allocation for like this public sale. So that was really interesting one. Now in terms of like public sale, so there are some questions that we'll look at it in just a second. Now after that, 25% goes to the investor, so like that is like 2.5 billion, out of which 10% is for the public sale, which is like 1 billion. After that we have ecosystem and growth, which is like 40%. After that we have team, which is like 25%. And in terms of the team and like investor tokens, those are locked for 1 year. After that we have big cliff. So again, typical like tokenomics like the rest of the tokens. After that, in terms of XPL purchased by the non-US purchasers, they are fully unlocked upon the launch of Plasma mainnet beta, which will launch on September 25th. After that we have XPL purchased by the US purchasers. They are subject to 12 months lockup and will be fully unlocked on like July 28th 2026. So again, that is going to be a big one for those who bought in US. So this is, I would say, big bummer for those. Anyways, moving on to the token itself. This is their app that I talked about, and in terms of like its utility, I am still in a doubt about that. I will look at it in a follow-up video once the coin does go live. Now in terms of its price, we have like its DeFi TVL of like 357. As you can see, it is a lot, and it has a stable coin market cap of 1 billion, which is a lot, I would say. And ecosystem, it's growing slowly, so I would say that's really good. Now in terms of its price, so if at launch, if it has a market cap of like 1 billion, its price is going to be somewhere around 77 cent. And let's say that if it starts like at 200 million, its price is going to be around 15 cent. And if it can push it as high as 500 million, its price is going to be around 38 cent. Or if it can push at as high as 62 cent, its price is going to be somewhere around 800 million. Again, I'm still unclear where the price will be. Okay, so this name is a bit old, we'll just replace it with XPL, sorry about that. Anyways, now if we talk about the token itself, I'm still a bit unclear because there was a pretty good launch. I think it happened like now. The reason I am a bit hesitant on its price, I think because if we look at the recent launches, there was STBL, there was AVNT, there was Hemi, there was Extra, and there was even 0G. And all of them, even if you look at the linear, the launch were pretty, I would say, fairly successful. So I think Plasma may also have a really successful launch. So I think like it can hit 800 million, or even like 1 billion is a possibility. And if it does go as high as 1 billion, the price is going to be like 77 cents. So you have to understand that there is going to be a sell pressure from these public like sale buyers. So whoever basically got into it in a public sale, they will most likely take profit. So as soon as the token goes up, there will be a pretty good sell pressure. That is I'm looking at. And the reason why I took like 1.3 billion like as a total supply or initial supply is going to be because this is how the CoinGecko shows as of now. So let's see what happens, but I think the token will most likely see a pretty good sell pressure if it sees a massive like a surge at the start, because there will be a lot of, I think, users who would be willing to take profit, especially if they got a pretty good price in the public sale. Let's see what happens, but overall I think this is going to be a pretty big one, especially if it gets listed on big exchanges. So let's say if the token gets like listed on the, let's say, Coinbase, or even let's say Bybit, Binance, or even a bit, I think this is going to be a big launch, and I think it may bring a lot of volume. But at least if it can push as high as 1 billion, the price will be above 77 cents. That is what I'm looking at. If circulating supply is slightly higher, let's say 1.38 billion. So again, even if it goes as high as 1 billion, the price will be still above, I would say, 70 cents. Overall, I think it depends on their listing. So I think it may actually have a successful launch, because that is if we compare it against like some recent launches, all of them are really doing really well. So I'm expecting a really good launch from XPL, and it will happen it will happen tomorrow. So this is the exact date or this is the exact time that it will happen on. Anyways, thanks for watching. I will be back with more. Thank you.